Ukraine says it struck a bridge connecting Russia to Crimea. Kyiv says it hit the target below the water level with more than 1,000 explosives and has damaged underwater pillars. The bridge is a key supply route for Russian forces in Ukraine. Let's go to the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv, and speak to John Hendren. It's difficult to understand from those images the kind of damage that this attack may have inflicted upon the bridge. Any more details, John?
Well, the SBU, the security force here in Ukraine, says that this was months in the planning. That's a key bridge. They tried to hit it twice before, in 2022 and 2023. It is the longest bridge in Europe, 19 kilometers, and it's important because it resupplies Crimea from Russia, and Russia launches strikes out of Crimea. So that's why Ukraine is constantly wanting to target that bridge. We're told that at 4:44 this morning, there was an explosion at the base of that bridge, and that was the doing of the SBU itself. They say they planted 1,100 kilograms equivalent of TNT explosive there. And at that time, we're told that traffic did not stop. But we're seeing reports that there was a second explosion there now, and that traffic was temporarily stopped. It is reportedly flowing once again. So we don't really know how bad the damage is in this bridge. The initial reports from the SBU were that it was significant. But if traffic is flowing, it suggests that is not the case. So this is a key bridge that Ukraine has been repeatedly trying to strike to stop that resupply of missiles and other weapons that Russia is using against Ukraine.
And also this bridge has always been something of a flagship project for Vladimir Putin personally as well. This attack, of course, coming off the back of Ukraine's successful operation recently, targeting Russia's bomber fleet, not to mention talks in Istanbul that have borne perhaps less fruit.
Right. It's no accident that the strike on the Russian air bases that did, by all accounts, some significant damage to their bomber fleet. That occurred the day before those talks in Istanbul on Monday, and that this attack comes a day after. Ukraine is clearly escalating and trying to put pressure on, but they're not the only ones. Russia is escalating its attacks as well. It struck Sumy with what is reportedly a Tornado multi-launch rocket system with clusters on it. That killed 3 people and wounded 20 by our latest count. And we had an air raid warning here in Kyiv, and there were reports that it was a missile. We did not get a report about where it landed, but the reports were that it was an ICBM. Those are really just messages on Telegram that people are sending based on what they're seeing in military reports. So it appears that on both sides there's an escalation. But as you say, Ukrainians are buoyant over these strikes. It gives them hope that there might be progress on their side as we're seeing the Russians inch forward on the eastern front. And when you talk to people here, they say they don't have a lot of confidence that negotiation is going to do anything. The two sides are far too far apart. And what they're hoping for is military gains that help to move forward. But some of them are resigned to this being a conflict that could last months, even years more.
John, as always, many thanks. John Hendren there in Kyiv.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.